this podcast is for general informational purposes and entertainment only and should not be considered medical advice. Dr. Ashley is not responsible or liable for any advice, course of treatment, or other information you obtain through this podcast, and neither am I. So if you have any real problems, go see a doctor in person.
This is The Full Release with Mo Mandel.
And Dr. Ashley.
And here we are, the Full Release podcast.
Here we are.
It's all happening.
Yeah, we're sitting around your folding table.
Okay, babe.
Your folding dining room table.
The good thing about podcasts is people can't see what it is. So they didn't know until you just said that it wasn't made of ivory. It wasn't constructed of ivory vaginas and penises in honor of
that is
theme.
where you think our studio would look like ivory penises and vagina. We had an experience with that today, didn't we?
We went to the Getty and we looked at some old, it's an art museum. We looked at a lot of old paintings and there's just a lot of small dicks.
And then we were very immature and took lots of photos of the penises of the statues.
Yeah. Let's introduce our guest, Carrie Keegan,
so
she can dive into this. Carrie Keegan, as you know, from everything, VH1's This Morning Buzz, everything. The Tonight Show, things. Chelsea. Lately, you're a YouTube star. You have millions of Instagram followers. We're very jealous.
Oh, really?
We are.
We actually spent some time while we were driving over here, getting, prepping to have you here. We were like, how many more followers of everything does she have than us? And then
the answer was 1 billion.
It was 1 billion. Yeah, that was true.
But I don't know them all, so there's that. I mean,
you're not friends with all 160,000.
But that's the point.
I'm working on it, but I don't know all of them by name just yet.
But that's the thing. The more people who follow you, who you don't know, the more famous you are.
Oh, is that
right?
Right? Because right now our followers are Ashley's sister, and I can name all of them.
Okay.
The people from Mo's childhood synagogue, and.
Mazel tov, everybody.
They're a randy bunch. But Carrie, we were talking about art right up the top. Are you smart enough to appreciate an art museum like an adult?
I love going to art museums. It's kind of like wine. I love wine. I don't know what I'm drinking. I couldn't tell you how to find it again, but I love looking at art.
Yeah.
Because what we were basically kind of getting at there in the beginning was we just were giggling like fucking idiots.
Were you high?
No, just dumb. Just dumb.
It's just amazing how much fun we have in this relationship with minimal substances because
it's just. But it was. I was like, this is not what you're supposed to be doing in an art museum.
Why not?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just feel like
art is fun. You should be.
Yeah.
And you know what the best part is that it's subjective, I guess. So that whatever you're looking at, it could be like meant to be some tragic painting of some prehistoric murder scene or something, but you guys are laughing because you see like a one bald dinosaur in it, and that's funny to you.
Yeah,
it's all about perspective.
Yeah. I just feel like if I was one of these artists and I was like, I'm going to sacrifice my life, and then 500 years later, I was like, boobs, love boobs.
Like, what was a good
Let's
example?
go to a taco truck. Like, that's not why I was in it, but maybe.
I mean, I think we experience it well because we just experience it authentically, like there was that whole exhibit of the photos and, there was these photos of like roads, like dirt roads in some part
the
of
display
California.
was called My Favorite Dirt Roads.
And it was like, and they're like, this is supposed to signify.
I'm more into the Randy roads myself.
Yeah. And they're like, this is supposed to signify like the meaning of like your place in society or something. And we were just like,
yeah, art's
like I'm not gonna like have to think that because it said it on the plaque, like
that's true. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't have
it's
to.
Sort of it's a suggestion.
Yeah.
And you can think whatever you want.
Yeah.
And then you run around naked.
Yeah. Like sort of.
We should have done that.
We should have run around naked.
That would have been good.
Which Getty did you go to? The one off the 405 or the one in Malibu?
No. We went to the 405, like the big art museum.
It's a beautiful
it's
space.
Very good.
It's
Has
amazing.
it sunk a bit since? So when they built that, do you remember? I don't know if you remember, but when they built it, they kept claiming like it's already sinking.
Going to sink?
Really? Mm-hmm. It's amazing how many architectural fuck-ups there are.
Yeah.
In UC San Diego, they built this gorgeous like pyramid library, and they didn't factor in how much weight the books would be.
No way.
Seriously. So when they put in the books, it's
so
been
funny.
like they realized like whatever cool shape they had to put in these ugly supports to hold it up because Somehow they didn't factor in the weight of the books.
That's literally
Very
the
stupid.
dumbest
Very
thing
stupid.
anyone could ever
There's
do.
Oh, y'all wanted books in this library? Oh, well, I did not know that.
That's insane
Yeah,
to me.
it was very ridiculous.
At UCSD, they have that crazy house too. Have you guys ever?
No.
There's this like crazy house where like it's like everything in certain rooms it looks like everything's upside down, like you think you're upside down, and it's all like out of kilter. It's like this crazy thing.
It's called like Acid House?
And it's like on the top of one of their regular, like boring looking buildings, and you like walk through and you're like, why is this here? Yeah,
I feel like you guys
it's
need to
super
take
awesome.
a field trip
Yeah, we
there.
should do
This
that.
is perfect.
I know.
Full
Do you
release
guys
trip to San Diego.
remember when they built when Frank Gehry built that Disney building downtown?
I don't remember when he built it, but it's incredible.
Well, he designed. I mean, so like the whole thing sort of just looks like crumpled. I saw a documentary about how he designs his buildings because they all kind of look like that. And he basically just like crumpled up a piece of tinfoil and was like, "Bam, that's it. That's what it's going to look like." And when
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Do you think he just said that? Because like
no, because the buildings look exactly like that piece of thing that he just folded up.
so it could have easily just looked entirely different if he crumpled up the tinfoil differently.
Well, and I mean, I think he'll like manipulate it a little bit.
Wow.
But the funniest part about that, talking about stupid design flaws, is that it's all made out of that, whatever that steel, shiny steel. And when they built the building, nobody thought about the sun reflecting off
Oh
of it.
my
So like, because
God.
every car was blinded.
No, like all the buildings were complaining that their
Oh
air
my God, that
conditioning
is
bills went up.
hilarious.
So they had to dull it down. They actually had to go in and spray the metal
Oh,
down.
that's fucking hilarious.
To
That
reduce
is
the
that is really
reflection.
funny.
Well,
That is
Carrie,
so
let's get into what you've been up to. Me and you have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to be your co-host on a ill-fated
pilot,
VH1
yeah.
pilot called Pop Monkey.
Oh, what was that about?
It was not about sex, even though it feels like it,
It
should
seems
be.
very sexual.
Yeah, that I have no idea what a show
Well,
called
it
Pop
was,
Monkey
I
would be
think,
about.
because this is like 2009, so
It
I
was
think
like a live game show.
a
is
live
basically
game
what it
show,
was.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Were there
And
monkeys?
we were great. The show was fantastic.
we were really
I think we were
good.
just a little bit too ahead of our time.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
I-
what a
and it
lot of people
wasn't our
say.
fault.
People couldn't handle how great it was.
They couldn't.
It
That was
too
the
much for
first
them.
thing I ever booked, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. Yeah.
I've been with you since the beginning,
Since
my
day
friend.
one.
And we
Aw.
basically have only seen each other twice since then.
Yeah, it's basically, we've seen each other about twice since then. It's weird. Yeah.
So stupid. But it's like no time has passed.
Right. This actually might be
People
what
don't
gets the Pop
change.
Monkey thing finally on the air.
It might.
People
it might
hear
be
this
time.
chemistry. Yeah.
So give me the rundown of a typical episode of Pop Monkey.
Well, there was only
Well,
one.
It was only a pilot, so I couldn't
Oh,
tell you.
right. Okay.
It was basically like, it was live game show. So Carrie would run the game show. And I
Wait,
think,
don't give it all away, man.
that's right. I don't want to
'Cause
spoiler
if we
alert.
try to sell it again,
Right.
someone's gonna try to sell. But it was basically like you could call in and win money, and
Is it possible for
Oh,
me and
okay.
you, with Ashley as the director, to take out Pop Monkey and just change the name of the animal? So it's like we repitch it.
it's gonna be like Pop Iguana now.
Pop Iguana,
ooh, that
which I
really
think is
rolls off the
honestly a
tongue.
sexier name.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Yeah. So
You
let's
just
do
nailed
it.
it.
Let's
Good.
make it happen. Yeah.
So, do you have any, Ashley is a doctor. We take medical sex questions,
Yeah.
Do you have any questions off the top that you want to dive into? Or we
Well,
could
it's
dive in.
funny. I like just this morning I was going through the news, and on Vice there was a whole article about golden showers
Oh. Okay.
that I thought was actually pretty appropriate. It just sort of
What was the
landed in my
article
lap.
about? Because golden showers have been in the news a lot because the president of Brazil, I don't know if you heard about this.
I think that's why this article came out.
He tweeted out, Carnival, I guess was last weekend, and he's very homophobic and has quoted as saying, "I would rather have a dead son than a gay son." And this fine gentleman is who they elected to be the president of
Isn't
Brazil.
that what Kevin Hart said too?
Uh,
Oh no, he said I would beat the gay out of him.
Right. So I
that's
think
what
I think Tracy Morgan specifically said that. That's what he
Wow.
got in trouble for, something like
Okay.
that.
Hmm.
But anyway, so this guy, super like homophobic president. What he did is he tweeted out a video of two dudes at Carnival, and one of them was peeing on the other's head.
Okay.
As you do in Brazil.
It's like Mardi Gras.
It's
Yeah,
Mardi
so-
Gras. So he
Isn't that what
tweeted out.
some of your college friends are down there right now. Was it them?
It was not them. I was actually.
true, though,
I thought
aren't
it
they?
might be them. Yeah.
So you watched the video over and over and over
I
again.
didn't watch the video.
there's
I honestly
Damien.
didn't. You guys want to watch it together?
Yeah, you should.
All right,
do
let's
it.
try. Let me try to pull it up. So anyway, that's probably where. So what?
I
What
didn't
did
know
what
this
did you
So the
read?
article was talking about how he didn't know what a golden shower was, and so he put that video out on Twitter so that he could sort of like tell everyone what golden showers were, and said, and this is the kind of behavior that's happening in our streets right now, and you guys should all be aware of this disgusting stuff. And I mean, I golden showers are a weird thing to me.
They are weird, but I agree.
Scat fetishes are a little weird to me too.
Well, scat is, I mean, that's so much higher, I think.
Yeah, that's like just an entire level of like insane more so than like a golden shower. I feel like is, you know.
No, I mean, I definitely.
I haven't done it, but you know, in my lifetime, maybe I would do it.
It's
but
I'm too lazy for certain kinks.
Like you have to clean up.
Wow, you instantly sound like you'd be amazing in bed.
Like what he's trying to say is he's like I would only
let's talk.
Yeah, no, he's only gonna do a golden shower like if he has a child who wets the bed and like
no,
I
just mean
off to the
you know what I'm talking about.
Maybe then he'll try peeing on me. You know, he's like, let's use Tommy's bed.
Oh, do you want to get peed on, babe? Is this your way of?
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, listen, you're supposed to. How long have you guys been together?
A year and a half.
Yeah, so you're supposed to keep it fresh somehow.
Yeah, I know.
So these are the things you're supposed to like add something in every couple of months, and now golden showers might be the new thing.
I mean, I'm glad it took. I guess it took you to make this happen. Our relationship. I can't seem to find it.
It's my gift to you.
Have you ever? No one's ever asked you to pee on them?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they have. Well, let's break that down. How did that go? How did that all happen?
Well, and it's funny because it's part. So it was the do's and don'ts in that article that were making me laugh. It's really messy, and so
That's what I'm saying.
You
though.
shouldn't do it someplace you're not supposed to get wet, such as your bed, because
no, you should only do it in the shower.
You shouldn't be peeing in your bed.
Oh, so you actually did it?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah,
okay.
Because why not? You try it once and then go, oh my God, why?
Well, walk us through how.
I love it. Yeah, that's great.
Walk us through how it happened. I mean, how long had you been with the guy?
Oh, a while. It was this wasn't like a new thing, and it was kind of a joke. He sort of just said it, and I was like, okay, really?
You did it, and
I did it.
Oh,
well,
shit.
and here's the other thing: you can't actually be having sex while you're doing it because your body just physically won't let you pee. So you have to sort of stop. So it's really just like a moment all by yourself.
I'll hold the mic a little closer to your mouth.
What are you talking about?
I don't want to miss. Oh, there we go. I don't want to miss any of this stuff. So, okay, did it do anything for you sexually?
No.
Nothing.
What about for him?
No, I think we both sort of were like, wow, okay,
Like,
so now we have to clean the bed. Like, this is so horrible.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? But I think, like, in the shower, it might have been a different kind of situation.
Yeah, but that shower's,
it's
like, that's not real. That's not real golden shower, in my opinion.
Well, you could stand in the shower without the water going.
I've been peeing in the shower since I was like a kid. And I don't.
You haven't peed in the shower?
No, I say I pee in the shower.
Oh, since you were little, yeah.
Yeah, but so I just feel like that cheapens it. I feel like if you're going to do a real golden shower, you need to. I don't think you can do it in the shower. It doesn't count to me.
Do you still pee in the shower on the reg?
Not on the reg, but it's even known to happen.
I pee in the shower. Really? Yeah, the hot water hits you.
Do you pee in the shower like quite often? It's like a normal thing?
I mean, I wouldn't say quite often, but it happens.
Interesting.
Sure. Like I've done it maybe once or twice in my life, but
really?
I don't know. It's just okay. Like I understand the peeing in the ocean because getting to a bathroom is inconvenient.
Because
like,
pissing off the fish is somehow better than your own shower.
And for
you're
some
peeing
reason,
on fish. That's fucked up.
Yeah, but the fish are peeing on themselves all the time. They don't go to like a bathroom. Like they're fucking pissing.
That's a very good point.
Like,
fish are just peeing on themselves.
Yeah, they're just peeing all the time. They drink and they pee. So I don't care.
Okay, can we talk about that for a second? Can you actually drink your own pee? Because I've now heard this a million times over. And is it actually good for you in any way?
And is it actually delicious? Let's finally get an answer on that.
There's no way that after eating certain foods, your urine is going to be delicious.
No, that's true. I would say a diabetic person's urine would be the best tasting because they pee sugar.
Oh,
yeah.
This is important stuff to know.
Somebody like a diabetic person, when they do a urine dip in the maybe if you've ever had like a UTI or something, you give a urine sample. But when you do a urine dip on a diabetic person, you'll see just like if it's not well controlled, just like tons of sugar showing up. So, and that was like historically how you like 200 years ago, if you diagnose someone with diabetes, it was because your doctor would go and taste your urine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yes, legitimately. And they'd be like, oh, you got the sugars.
And why would anyone want to be a doctor at that point? That would just take it all away.
Yeah, I mean, it was a terrible undertaking at the time. It was like you did surgery, everybody died.
Can you imagine if you did that now? If you were like, no. Cool, right in front of them. Like,
no,
I feel like Ashley's pretty hardcore. She doesn't really get fazed by shit. She would do that, and that's.
I don't get fazed by stuff. That is true.
Wait, you just said people die during surgery. So look, I can't find this golden shower thing. So we're just gonna have to move on for a second.
Probably took it down.
He did.
Now, yeah.
He took it down because he's a pussy. But, well, also because he's a scumbag. That guy's the worst. So check this out. Speaking of surgery death.
Wait, but we didn't answer the question about can you drink your urine?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're just,
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
you know what? Because of that, I'm going to go in and fill up a glass and we're going to find out.
And you're going to drink your own urine.
You're going to drink it as a doctor.
But the question was, can you drink your boyfriend's urine? It was, can you drink your own?
Oh, okay, never mind. Scratch. We'll save it for next episode.
Right now, I'm so down to that. I will video this.
What if that's how I found out I had diabetes? That would be a terrible thing.
You're just like,
I'm just like, this is just a Gatorade.
I just want to make this into a frozen drink.
So is urine actually sterile?
I mean, it can be sterile, but a lot of people have some bacteria in it, and that's okay.
And okay, so if you're stranded on a boat and there is no water to drink, you could drink your own pee.
You could drink your own pee, but you could not survive off your pee.
Why?
Because it is your waste product. Like, I mean, it is, right? Your
It's
body
got
is
stuff in
getting
it.
rid of stuff that's
What about
toxic to it by putting
what
it
about
in
in
your urine.
Waterworld where Kevin Costner drank his own pee? Remember that movie?
But didn't he filter it through something?
Yeah.
That's a good point. I love how you know that enough about Waterworld.
See, I've never
seen it once or twice.
It's like the worst movie of all time. Have you seen it?
I know, I never saw it.
You've never seen any
No.
movies though, have you? Have you ever drank pee?
I don't think so.
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Well, tonight's your lucky.
College was crazy.
Tonight is
Yeah,
your
no, it's
lucky
like
night.
Sometimes do at med school.
Sometimes you put out a cup of your pee, and then there's some apple juice, and you don't know which one is which. So
Right, that happens
But
all
you
the time.
should
that
go by
happens
the
frequently.
smell.
Yeah.
That eventually will.
I would. Yeah, I mean, I guess the question is, would you rather be peed on or pee on someone? Let's go around the room. Ash,
I would rather pee on someone,
you'd rather pee on someone?
no doubt.
I really have an issue. I've thought about this a lot, actually.
I figured you had. I've been reading your blogs, and it's all you're right
I
about.
was talking to somebody about the whole feces thing as well, all the scat fetish, and I used to know someone back when I was too young to know any of this. It was one of my brother's friends who I found out, it was a couple, a guy and a girl, who I found out after they broke up that he liked to poo. He liked her to poo on glass coffee table while he sat under it. So he was watching her, and I was like, what? And I mean
That's a fairly common thing, I think. I've heard of other people liking to do that.
I don't know
that?
if it's common as much as it is
It's
now.
happening
talked
all the
about
time. It's
now.
happened in this apartment 5 times.
Wow.
So, like, should there be like a scat decor, like furniture line? You know,
Yeah,
like
it's all
various like
rubber sheets. And,
and like seats with like glass butt areas. You know,
Oh,
like
God.
nice like things.
Can
for
you
that.
imagine? It's
Yeah.
like a clear diper.
Well,
it just squishes
yeah.
around your butt
again,
cheeks.
it's sort of like
Yeah.
people are into everything, so I'm not
Well-
judging any out of it. I'm not judging it.
Where
To
does
me,
that
it's just
come from?
that. Well,
I'm
that's who knows
judging
where any
it.
of it comes from.
I'm judging it.
You're judging scat?
Yes,
Scatting?
I am judging that.
I don't know if that's what this podcast is all about. We're supposed to be a sexually open podcast.
Well, to each his own, for real. But like, I don't get it, and I feel like that there's something more to it. There's a story behind that. This doesn't
I don't
just
know.
happen.
I think some people just like get ADD in regard to everything in life, and maybe like
They
they're
just-
like that with sex too. You know what I mean? Like okay, like I can't drink. I've been sober
So
for 4
they-
years
they
because if
like-
I
Poo because they're bored.
yeah, I really think so. Yeah,
Okay, what were you gonna say?
I was
Sarah?
gonna say I've been sober for a long time, and because I couldn't just drink one beer, I had to like get like more, and then I had to have shots, and then I had to do this. You know, the same thing if I buy ice cream here. I can't not eat the whole thing. Like there's like a certain kind of like elevation thing, and you could maybe get that with sex, where you just sort of everything has to get extreme. You know, you have to just
So,
sort of. I don't know. I mean, that's not researched at all, and it's probably wrong.
No, but if that it could be right.
So two things to interject. One, I believe that a lot of research shows that fetishism is kind of an ingrained characteristic. So people don't just do it because they're bored. It's like some people are like hardwired to have like certain.
I think that's
sexual
what Dan
fetish.
Savage said when he was on. That it's like people like talk about having these things from the minute they're born.
Yeah, basically there are people who are like. Right. And yeah, he does talk about that a lot. Like people who are vanilla people and they have, you know, quote unquote regular sex. And then people who, you know, innately have fetishism incorporated into their sexual desire makeup. And and the problem becomes when people don't acknowledge that to themselves and they end up in a relationship with like a vanilla person, or you're married for 10 years and you're just like, holy shit, I really need to shit on you. I've wanted to do it my entire life. And it like can make shit hit the fan.
Have I told you my
and
new?
I said shit so many times, but you know what I mean. So
But that's actually really interesting, and that's really where the problem is the shaming.
Right.
Not
Yes.
the actual fetish
You're right.
itself. It's
I'm part
just
of the problem.
Yeah, so if you can't just be open about like,
Yeah.
yeah, I like the poo.
Do
on people, who
people
cares?
like to, instead of having someone shit on a glass coffee table, do they like to stand in front of a fan and the shit will hit the fan and just splash all over them? Is that also a
There is
thing?
no doubt in my mind
That
that there
somebody's
is a
doing that?
video
Somebody
of
who's
that
done that.
online somewhere.
You use the term vanilla. I have a new joke in my act about vanilla. Might just
you wanna
might just
tell
throw
us?
it. Might just throw it at you guys. What do
Does
you
it
think
have
that's?
to do with poo?
It does not. But you know, I do some jokes in my act about people with kinks, and I say if you don't have kinks, the kink community refers to you as vanilla, which is like the N word for people who don't like being fisted on a trampoline. It's pretty good, right? It's a solid bit.
It is
It's
a
about a
solid bit.
70% hitter.
Yeah.
All right.
They're not sure what.
Wait.
part
They're
to
not
be
sure
offended
what to
by.
be. Exactly. They're like, I know something's wrong here, but I
The
don't.
whole thing is wrong, but it's really funny.
Exactly.
But Mo,
It's the thinking man's comedy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a thinking, which part should I fucking hate more? That's what my comedy's all about.
It is.
Just
a
you,
thinking
Mo.
man.
Just you.
It is a thinking man. Yeah. Yeah.
Did we answer the P question?
Yeah. My
Well, no,
other
Carrie,
comment,
we didn't answer this. You said you've thought a lot about would you rather be peed on or pee.
Oh yeah, so I definitely
yeah.
wouldn't want to be peed on because I guess in my mind, as much as I've tried to be open about it, it just feels really degrading to me.
Oh yeah.
Well,
that's
and
the point.
thing. It isn't, I think, that much about the pee itself. It's about dominance, right? I mean, that is
Right.
when people want to be peed on, it's, you know, somebody who wants to be dominated sexually. Or for many people, I think that is a part of it.
Now, that being said, if you're like in the shower with me and you just have to pee and it happens to run down my leg, I'm not mad.
So you're
Yeah.
you're
None
a
of
chill you're a chill girl.
totally
Yeah,
chill. But
yeah.
if you're like, I need to pee on your face. Nope, not
Now,
mm-mm.
Face
what
is
about
intense.
getting back to the ocean? What about when you're in like the ocean or a pool and somebody else's like warm, you know, fluid area
Yeah,
crosses
I'm not
yours?
cool with that at all.
Like, and you're not sure where it came from. You know what I mean? And you've had that happen before.
So this is what I have had that happen, and
I immediately jerk off. I
In
don't
my-
know. I don't know if I'm alone on that, but
that's why that fish looks just like you.
I've impregnated a
So
lot of
that's
fish.
that's your version of your pee fetish is like you go to crowded pools and like wait for people
Yes,
to like urinate in your
I
general
bring a lot.
vicinity.
No, what I do is I swim around with a thermometer, and wherever it spikes,
Oh my god. Mo fish babies.
Sorry, so you were saying.
Oh, I always go back to that thing of like A, urine is sterile. B, salt water kills everything, right? And then I swim away because I don't know how to make that feel okay.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, it is somebody like kind of peeing on you
Yeah.
in a way in nature.
can we move on to this article?
Well, just
No,
one
we're
last thing
not?
in response to that
Ugh.
diatribe you went on about drinking and shots and whatever. So this was one of I was trying to pull up an article, right, to talk about it. And I couldn't find something that I really wanted to talk about. But this one was actually about kind of compulsiveness associated with hypersexuality. And, just essentially that the people who had ADHD had higher rates of hypersexuality.
Boom!
So,
Yes.
So you're right.
So I'm right. See, my
So
dad's
not
a psychiatrist,
but not
Carrie,
kinks,
so I
not
know
kinks.
innately I know things
Oh
about
wait,
the human.
not kinks.
but not kinks. It's just
Oh.
hypersexuality.
Damn it.
So you could be a hypersexual vanilla person, right? Like you could want to have like missionary sex, but like all
the
day.
time.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that explains Mo.
Right.
There you go. There you go.
I
And
assume.
that's the story of
It is.
Hanukkah.
He is. We have vanilla sex just all
Wait,
day.
so why am I vanilla? Because I'm afraid of OCD peeing up.
I'm just giving you shit. I don't know. And yes,
I don't know.
I don't think I'm vanilla, but I'm definitely a germphobic bitch. There's
He
no
is
doubt
so
about that.
germophobic.
For real?
and
Okay.
I'm so not
We're-
germophobic. I actually
Hold on, I wanna.
I can't even I want to kind of tell you something, but you have to promise not to leave me.
Oh God, no! This is gonna be some horrible thing where you're like, I got stuck by a needle this week in the hospital.
No, it
and
was
we just,
at work. The nurses brought back some food from Baja Fresh, and they had a salad. They didn't want it, and they put it in the garbage.
Oh,
And they were like,
God.
"Well, you can have that if you want it out of the garbage." And they're like, "It's only our garbage in that garbage can." And I said, "Okay." And then I took it.
Fucking A,
Out
you
of the-
took food out of the garbage in a hospital?
Okay, but time out. It was
And
in
then
a plastic
It
container.
was in a plastic container, exactly. And there was no medical equipment in that garbage. It was like a waste paper type.
All right,
of
we're using
garbage.
condoms. We're using condoms
Right?
from
Like,
now on.
see, I knew.
We're using not like we're not going to share a glass anymore. We're just using condoms from here on out.
Like,
full body condoms,
I know.
by the way.
I know. Even though there's nothing contagious.
I'll tell you what, babe. Because you said that, I'm gonna instead of shitting on your chest like usual, I'm using a glass table. I'm only gonna shit on a glass table on top of you.
Oh, damn it.
The glass table is
over.
your condom.
All
from
right,
here.
let's move into
Does
this.
that
I want to
really
move on
upset
to
you?
this
Okay,
topic. I want to move
fine,
into this topic.
fine,
Okay.
fine.
We have a billionaire diamond trader. This happened last week. It happened on March 6th. Died during penis enlargement surgery.
All
A
right.
billionaire diamond trader, according to the New York Post, went to an upscale medical clinic in Paris, the dick enlargement capital of Europe, I'm guessing, and he wound up dead. He had a heart attack, which happened while he was under the knife. His name was Ehud Ayer Laniado. It sounds like a billionaire's name. 65. Died from the complications. He was a Belgian, Israeli, yada, yada,
I was
yada.
about to say Ehud is like.
Anyway.
he's kind of a good-looking guy
Yeah,
too.
yeah, he is
so
a good-looking
do we
guy.
assume that he
Here,
had like a
turn this
micro
around so you
penis?
know.
Yeah, how small was this guy's dick? Because he is great looking,
Yeah.
actually.
So why would you have to mess with
and
all
a
that?
billionaire.
Yeah. So he's just gonna have a really hard time finding.
I
a
know
chick,
that's
right?
the thing, right? Like a billionaire and diamonds. Like,
Dude, listen
what-
to this. While his net worth is unknown, he had been forced to hand over more than $5 billion in penalties to the Belgian authorities after getting in trouble for tax evasion. So he
Okay.
had to give away $5 billion.
But that is probably by
means-
no means half of his.
Yeah, that means that dude has like $100 billion.
It says he checked his bank account multiple times a day to make himself feel better.
Wait, is that true?
That's what it says there.
Oh.
Right? Like, why couldn't he have just looked at his bank account instead of? His
There was a
penis?
point in my
Like,
life where I had a
more
lot of
often.
money in my bank account, and I did look at it a lot, and it really did make me feel good. Like if I didn't like have anything going on or anything was good, I'd be like, I'd look at my
But do
bank.
you also have a big penis so that
I do.
that was the only thing you were worried about? Because this
but-
guy obviously had bigger issues.
No, but I don't have a small penis. But for some reason, looking at my penis wouldn't. Like I think I have a
think
fairly big penis, but that wouldn't give me the same. I didn't
Because
feel like
he
I.
would say otherwise anyway.
Well, it was because you were growing your bank account, but you weren't growing your penis.
No, I don't think I had anything to do with the size of my penis. You know what I mean? Like I haven't like that. I just kind of
You have
got
no
that.
neuroses about.
No,
your
I just
penis.
got that.
Can
I
we
didn't
talk
earn
about
that.
this for a second? How much does that actually really fucking matter?
It
What
doesn't
size?
matter.
I feel like guys care
Hold on,
about that.
I'm gonna. We're
way
recording.
more than
We're
girls
recording
I know.
some of this. We're recording some of this. So check out our Instagram. So Carrie, the question is how much does you're
How
saying?
much does dick size really matter? I feel like guys worry about this thing all the time. And maybe just a suggestion, learn how to use what you have instead of worrying about it being too small or too big
Amen.
or whatever.
Well, let's
Amen.
ask the ladies in the room. I mean, how much does dick size matter?
It doesn't matter. I mean, like maybe if it's extremely small, that matters. But in the general, I mean, we've talked about this before. In the general spectrum of dick size, it's all fine.
Have you
Like,
ever
I've
had a dick
never-
that's so small it did matter though? That it took you a little out of the fun.
Not like that extreme. I mean, I've had extremes one way or the other, but the too big part is more of an issue than the too
Yeah.
small part.
Yeah,
That's
I
an
agree.
interesting one, and a
I
lot
agree.
of
But I
women
have a
say
lot of
that.
friends that
I
are
agree with
also
that.
size queens that are like, that's all they talk about is like, I'm like, but there's only so
Seriously?
much you can handle.
Oh
so
yeah.
like at a certain point, it's just useless.
Like that, I never.
Is this your
ever-
way of advertising to the internet world that you have a very snug vagina? Is that what this
I guess so.
is? Well played, sir. Well played.
If you're allowed to say you have a big dick, I can say I have a very
Well, I didn't-
snug vagina. I have a hot
This is how we-
pocket, as they say.
Is that how they say it?
It's
I think
snug.
that's what they
No
say.
idea.
I think
That's
the way you
awesome.
describe a tight vagina in this PC
Hot
world is
pocket.
cozy. It's cozy.
It's cozy.
Yeah.
It's a tiny
snuggly.
home. That's a very
It's a
trendy.
tiny
It's a
home.
tiny home. It's a trendy. That's a
I'm
trendy
looking for a
concept.
resident for my tiny home. If anyone's out there.
Yeah, I don't know why men are so obsessed with dick size, but I mean, for you, but you know, beyond this, the guy being rich and then still feeling the need to get dick surgery, and like
Wait,
this is
I
all
have to
very
look
sad.
This up and see if there are any more details
But
about.
this is
Oh,
all.
wait. Tell me the name of the clinic. Let's look that up.
I mean, it's in Paris, and I didn't say the clinic, but it's very sad, of course, and it's a tragedy. But it also was kind of surprising that it's 65 years old. I would think you'd have just sort of let that go. You'd have been able to kind of move past it.
No
but-
way.
Perhaps what happened, and if he was checking his bank account all that many times, he was very insecure.
Yeah.
And he probably had a girl in his life that he loved and lost. And she may or may not have said something about him not being endowed enough. And that went straight to his head and it just stuck there. You know how when people break up with you, they break your heart. And then all of a sudden, that's the only thing you think about is like, and and then everyone else is going to think that I have a small dick and I have to fix this because that's my only problem, and I could have kept her if I had a bigger
One
dick.
time I was, me and this girl broke up, and she said she faked all her orgasms, and I was just like, well, I guess
that
I won.
wormhole into your head.
No, I just thought, well, I guess I won that relationship because I didn't. I mean, that was just a bad.
Wow.
That was a bad plan.
And so that didn't work at all.
Didn't work at all. It
Okay.
was like, well,
All right,
next
so
time tell somebody what to do, I guess, because that was a terrible plan.
You know what? That's another conversation that we should be having as well. Is communication is super important
Yeah.
when you're having sex. I think there are not enough people actually like saying what they want when they need something.
Yes.
Like we were talking about, if you have a fetish, like maybe it's not the first date conversation, but like
How
it
do
should
you-
be
let
talked
someone
about.
know.
Have you ever had that conversation? Like, how do you have that conversation? I'll be the guy.
No, I want to be the guy.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
You can be the guy.
What do you mean?
I'm just saying, let's play it out. Like, how does that go? The guy, actually, Ashley, you be the guy.
If I'm giving
What?
you oral sex, tell me what feels good.
Yeah.
No.
Like, it's,
Okay,
it's
but
that
so no,
simple.
you be the hold on, you be the guy.
I'm just a comment on this. Like,
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of women who are like, don't get off during sex and don't have satisfying sex. And as somebody who kind of knew how I get off from an early age and had no problem in even like one night stands telling men what to do.
Good for you.
They all did it and we're happy to do it. Like I never met a guy who was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Like
I feel like it
they were like,
empowers
oh,
them.
Thank God. Like I know what to do.
You're like service animals, and we just gave you that one thing to do.
I think it's kind of. I think it's hot. I think it's hot.
I've never had a single problem with that. And I would just want to say to all the women out there who aren't getting off during sex, like tell people what you want.
All right.
'Cause they will.
Because guys are pretty clueless when it comes to how a vagina works, for
Yeah,
sure.
give them help.
What I
Because
wanna
most
do-
women are clueless about how a
Yeah,
vagina works,
I
too.
know.
That's
I know.
absolutely true.
Oh, yeah.
I've been with plenty of women who I can tell. I've been just with plenty of women, handfuls of women
Yeah,
that
I've-
I've made
with my
sex.
great
I've made
dick.
sex with,
Made
and
sex.
they, a lot of them clearly have no idea what is going on. I'm gonna play a little song here, and while
having
this
a
is
musical
playing,
interlude.
and when I plug this in, it's gonna make some weird hum. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. But when I plug this in, I want you ladies to have a conversation. You are the female, you are the male, Ash, and you're the male, and you have to tell your boyfriend, Fred Ashley, how he is bad at doing oral sex. All right, so let's just let the
I'm
song.
not going to tell him he's bad.
Well, okay, but however you would do it. All right, let's just let the song. I'll give you a count.
Hey yo, what it is?
Well, that's really
Everybody
loud.
report to the motherfucking dance floor.
Hey
with they
babe, that wasn't
Hold on,
that
hold on.
great.
Listen, this is my
wet
favorite
ass
part.
pussies,
Listen,
They big fat asses and them big brown titties with them pepperoni
listen to my favorite
nipples.
start of every
I mean,
rap
this is
song.
definitely
I'm
baby
coming
making
for you.
music.
Here it
for
goes.
real.
I got bitches all on my
Yeah, show her the
dick
video.
every day, sucking on
There's this
my
great video of these
balls,
Hasidic
licking
Jews
on
dancing to the song. I mean,
Oh,
obviously it's not
wow.
really, but
They know.
it's good.
Wow. Yep. So that just got me in the mood.
That got you in the mood.
Amazing.
All right, so take it away, ladies. Let's hear how this conversation would go.
Oh, Fred, baby, I like that. I like what you're doing right there.
Oh, yeah. I'm working so hard.
No, you're talking too much. I think maybe you should stay busy down there. More to the left.
Oh, okay.
Faster.
Is that
faster.
good?
No,
Does that
faster.
work?
Can you do T? Make a T.
Okay.
Make now an S. I need an S. Can you Z?
See, I'm gonna call timeout. Let me hold on. As a male, let me call timeout. Let me tell you why this wouldn't. Let me tell you why this wouldn't work. Because you are giving him the pointers in the moment. So that's good, but that's gonna hurt his feelings a little bit. So I think the best way to do it.
No,
How
you
else
have
are you
to do it in the
supposed to
moment.
know? By
You
the way,
supposed-
I would never do what I just did.
It sounded like you were a drill sergeant,
Yeah,
and
I
he
would
was Gomer
never do
Pyle.
that.
You
I
get real time
just did.
feedback. You're
So-
not like gonna be like over brunch. Like,
No,
hey,
I-
actually more to the left next time.
Also, you can tell me how to
and-
suck your dick, like verbally, as much as you want, but until I'm doing it, I don't understand.
Yeah.
You-
and I might
so
do something.
so
that
you're
you
a
didn't even
visual.
know
You're a
you
visual
liked.
learner.
Well, I'm a practical learner.
Okay, that's fair
Yeah.
enough.
I agree with that 100%. Mo.
All right, Ashley. Now let's
Try
hear
that.
how you go. Now you guys roll
No,
reversal.
I can't do this.
Now roll
I
reversal,
can't-
go.
You do it. You tell somebody how to.
Yeah, why don't you show us,
Yeah.
Mo, how it's supposed to be done?
Bitches, they
Could you, purse your lips so I could so it feels tighter in there?
Yeah, why don't you tell me all the things that all the feedback you've
No,
never given me?
I give you lots of feedback. I tell you you're a wonderful lover and that you're a wonderful woman.
Wait,
and that's
okay.
all the feedbacks I have you have to get.
That's also foreplay. So
And
he's
that is
expecting
foreplay.
some
And
sex
then-
later.
Right.
Okay.
I'm
I mean,
expecting
I knew
you to
that he
PM me
was
later.
expecting that anyway.
Can I ask you another question? This one's been sort of
Who are you asking?
you, because
Okay.
you're the guy, but you will have an answer for this as well. Is it mental or physical or both? If you are in the middle of getting hot and heavy, I mean, I guess this is a question for a heterosexual couple. But if you're in the middle of getting hot and heavy, and then he pre-ejaculates or he comes or whatever, why is it that almost no guy will ever go, oh, well, I just came, so I'm going to service you now? It's always, oh, okay, so that just happened, and they roll over or they walk away like it's over now.
Oh, I make him do it.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
But why
And
do
he
you have
does
to
it.
make him?
No, I don't make him.
Why don't
Yeah,
guys-
No, that's not true.
I don't
You don't have to make me at all.
I don't make him. He definitely. If he
You're
finishes
telling
first-
me in a relationship,
I'm talking about across the board.
because in a one night stand, I would probably just that'd be it.
Why?
Because I'm selfish.
Yeah, why is that okay?
It's
though?
not okay.
So why does
A lot
that
of
just
things
happen?
about one night stands are not
But
okay.
is that like a physical? Is that something that
100%
you can't
physical.
control? So
But you
like,
can certainly control it. But it is physical that once you orgasm, like you're pretty much done as a guy. Like you were just like.
I don't agree with that. I like in my heyday when
Are you
I
a
was,
guy?
No, but I had definitely been with guys who could come multiple times.
Okay, now you're just hurting.
Like-
Now you're just trying to
but
hurt me.
I mean, I don't
Like-
to be honest. Like, if
Actually
we're
come.
playing like the equal game, if you come once, I get to come once. I don't care if you come twice. It doesn't matter. That's up to you if you want to try and do
Right,
that.
right.
But at least if you've already come, or if you like,
Yeah.
then,
Hold
then
on.
you owe me one, and you don't get to just walk away. It doesn't work
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I agree. I agree on. Yeah.
Hold on. To the people who
Most
you know,
men really
to the people who weren't
DJing.
just aren't able to watch this or whatever. This is basically what happened inside my soul. Ashley, say what you said again. You've been with guys who've been able to come multiple times in one night.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I've been with men who have been able to come multiple times in one night.
Okay. And when you said that, you know what happened inside my heart?
I'm sorry that you feel that way.
That's what happened inside my heart. And then the feeling went down to my penis, and it traveled down, and and this just reverberated my balls. This is not really that sad. It said sad song on YouTube, guys.
Yeah,
I'm doing
it's
my
not that
best.
sad.
All
I'm
I'm
sorry.
picturing right now is, you guys remember is it the mop commercial where the mop is all sad because the Swiffer is.
Oh, that's
Wait,
hilarious.
but I will say also I was once with a guy in like a one night stand sort of situation who was only interested in getting me off. And he was like a hot guy. He had like a great penis and like a
Yeah,
erection.
it's not. I don't
And
get
he was,
that at
like-
all.
He was one of those guys
you,
who
Mo.
like
Hey, now.
no, he was like he called himself like a giver, and he was basically like he said his primary
Yeah.
erotic
I have a friend who
desire
says he can't
was
come
to
unless the girl
watch women
comes.
orgasm.
Okay, that's amazing.
Oh, it was.
Do you want us to get?
amazing.
Should we get you his number?
Can yes? Can there
I
be
can
more
give you
people
his
like
number.
that?
He's
That
hot.
being said, I also like that. Like I like giving as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah.
putting two people like that
that's-
together is like, I can only imagine we would never.
You guys
leave.
might explode.
But
It would be like two atoms. It was like a nuclear bomb going off.
Next time you see
Then
her
you
just
watch you
shriveled
come.
up, like there's no fluids left in her.
Yeah,
body.
I know.
Two people drowned in common vaginal fluids today out in Tarzana.
I know. It's so great. Yeah. Yeah.
Do we-
So there are men out there like that.
Yeah, there's
There are.
people
And he
out
like
there.
did not give a shit. Like I remember I came and then I was like, do you want to like have sex? And he's like, no, like that was like amazing. And like I was just like, what the fuck? Like
Who are you?
who are you?
That's so good.
I know. I was like, you need to like teach a class on this or something.
For real.
Like,
Well, and I also
Babe,
feel like
shut the
this-
fuck up. Stop talking about how great
This
this
was
lover
before
was.
you-
I don't give a shit. Like, you're getting so excited about
Well,
it. Fine.
maybe you
Fine.
should
Just
learn
like-
something from
All
this,
right.
Mr.
No,
Mann.
Mo is an
This is-
excellent lover, and
All
he
right.
doesn't have to. I don't have to ask him, and he well, no matter if he
It's
orgasms.
too late. It's too late.
But you know, you have a responsibility here, my friend. sorry, just going back to like giving women what they need. I feel like we're in a society that maybe is changing, hopefully slowly, but it's changing. That it's okay to talk about that like, guys, you've been doing it wrong. If you feel like you can just come and leave,
right? Yeah, for sure.
We're doing this wrong,
right?
So maybe you need to start teaching people.
This is
what
Mo's.
I
don't. Mo, turn this off.
I don't know.
It's not even funny, Mo.
It's not
It's
sad.
not.
All
It's
right.
not.
Well, I'm
It's
just
not.
trying to
It's
bring
not.
some joy to everyone's lives. Can we move
but yeah,
on? I want to
agree
move
with you.
on.
We have to.
We have a
have to be
question.
real.
Let's get into some user questions. People call into the
User
podcast.
questions?
People
We've
call
got
into the
users?
podcast, and Carrie, they call in and they think I'm a good lover and they are satisfied by dating me, and that's what's
So it's
going
only
on.
ex-girlfriends that call.
None of his exes have ever called, right?
No, they
I
never
met
have.
Mo at the Rainbow on a Tuesday.
What? Me
It's
with
just the one night stand that calls
Yeah.
in
Oh,
every
yeah,
week.
probably.
Yeah, we have. I'm trying to think if any of my exes have. Oh, I did have an ex who listened to the podcast and was angry about something I said. But
Was it directly about her?
yes, but I didn't say her name.
So she just outed herself.
Yeah.
Assuming
Well, she didn't.
that all of your friends, mutual
No, she didn't
friends
call into the
knew.
podcast. She called me personally. She wasn't. I mean, look, I didn't say anything disrespectful. I was actually very complimentary about it. I said I really enjoyed this aspect of sex with her.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was a little bothered by the fact that I don't know. She just
But
felt.
I don't even have any idea who that person
I
was.
know and it was like I said her name. She just felt weird hearing me talk about something intimate. You know, that's all. So it
Well,
happens.
that's the magic of the anonymity of radio, is that no one will ever know until
Right.
you
Yeah.
out yourself.
right,
Right, and
and,
you
and I
never
was
say
it was a
who that person
compliment.
is.
But
Like, it's
now I'm
not-
going to.
Okay.
So
now I'm gonna expect some ex-boyfriends to call me. Right now.
yeah, do you want to dish out some info about ex-boyfriends?
Well, like what?
I don't know, like
Like the terrible breakup I just went
oh
through?
yeah. So tell us about this
It's like,
breakup.
ugh. This one was a special kind of fucked up because we'd been together for like almost 4 years.
Oh man.
And I found out, like just about a year ago now, I started finding out little snippets of things that he was cheating on me. And then it turns out that not only did he cheat on me, he also had another girlfriend for the last year we were together that he was also cheating on as well. He was just fucking everybody. And, you know, he's a musician. So, like, he was on the road all
You
the time.
do, as I know from the last time I talked to you, you're a big fan of dating musicians, which seems like a
I'm
terrible
over that
idea.
now. I'm good. I'm good.
I feel like you're not.
No, I'm good now.
I feel like you're not over
They're
it.
sexy.
They are, but I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm done with that.
What
This
is
one-
it about musicians that you like so much?
I just really like being around music and creative people. So
But musicians are different. Like
But I
you don't
love
fuck a lot of
music.
comedians. I've never heard of any comedian you've slept with.
what?
Is that true?
Maybe one or two.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, they're keeping their mouth shut on it.
Well, that's good
Yeah. But I just feel like women find musicians sexier than comedians. What is that?
because they
You
are.
guys are like,
Okay.
you guys are
Is
like,
that just that
you
simple?
guys are
thing?
goofballs.
Wonderful.
Whereas
Yeah.
like musicians, yeah.
Because they're like.
No, I'll tell you what.
yeah.
I love funny people. I
Uh-huh.
mean, I love being around that too. But the difference is, I feel like there's, and maybe I'm generalizing right now, but there is a darkness to comedians that is what makes them so great at what they do, and that there's an insecurity with musicians. So it's a different kind
Oh,
of.
that's really nice.
Comedians are pretty insecure too.
Well, that might be true, but I don't see the darkness in the musicians that I see. in
No,
the
I mean,
comedians.
I'm just asking, but I know the answer. Musicians are sexier. I mean, there's no doubt about it.
I mean, if you just carried a guitar
Yeah.
on stage,
I
you
mean,
might
I don't know if
change
you notice,
your
you're sitting
entire-
next to a guitar. Look around the corner. That's an acoustic guitar. I don't know how to play.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm learning.
It's very hard.
My hands are tiny, so that part's really hard.
So the guy you were dating, one after another.
Oh yeah, and
Cheating
like
things came
literally,
out.
a couple of days ago, I found out about yet another one who was friends with me on Instagram. I'm like, what? And then another one in December came out of the blue and reached out to me.
And
was
you
like,
had no idea.
no idea. I should have, but I didn't. I wasn't super jealous. I'm not a jealous person, so I wasn't checking up
And
on him. I
Carrie
wasn't looking at his phone. I wasn't.
you are a beautiful woman. You're a sex symbol. And so what the fuck?
I don't know. I just have really bad taste, I guess. And I trust people. I trust that you'll do the right thing when given the opportunity.
Well, that's
And
a
I-
terrible
But don't
idea.
lose that because of him. You know what I mean? Like you don't, because you will find somebody who's trustworthy, and like you can't live that. You know what I mean? Like you can't. Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. That trust thing doesn't come easily. And the worst part of it got worse, is that his entire family knew about everything. And all his friends and like everyone that was touring saw all the girls come and go. No one told me. The family, I was with his family like all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And they started acting weird with me, like kind of almost rude. And I didn't know why. I thought it was something I did to offend them. I couldn't figure it out. I kept asking him what I did. And he's like, oh, no, you're my family. Well, don't worry about it. And then I find out it's because he basically made them all lie to me for over a year. Like,
wow.
I hate
he
this family.
introduced the other girl to his family as his girlfriend.
The only thing worse than that,
And I know this
God.
because I ended up talking to her we had a 2-hour phone conversation.
Oh my God. Wait, so when did you find out about all of this?
This all went down last year, like a year ago.
Oh.
And you guys were living together at the time or no?
No, thank God we never lived together. But he lives with his parents, so.
So
You know what,
how
this
is this
is
guy
my-
getting so much pussy if he lives with his
Because
parents?
he's a musician. He's a touring
But
musician.
is he like successful?
I mean, they're out. Once you're on the road, it's fine.
I
don't
mean, there
agree
are
with that
people
at
who
all.
are.
I mean, you're on the road making real money, or you're on the road.
Oh, no, I don't mean it like that. I mean, you're going to get pussy
Oh, you're gonna
anyway.
get pussy. Yeah.
And I think a lot of,
Oh
you know,
yeah.
there
There's
are
no way
there
he's
are
not
people,
getting pussy on the road. That's what musicians do.
Well, and there are people who are just, for some reason, have the ability to be that charming, kind of seductive person.
Like the guy who orgasmed 19 times the last time
All
you guys
right.
had sex. Was that guy?
But I'm just saying,
Let me
right?
try to play
I don't
some
think that there's like.
sad music.
All right, I apologize for talking about that in
You
front
hurt
of you.
my
I'm
feelings.
sorry to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry.
This is
But yeah,
supposed
I
to be a
think
safe space.
yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, I don't think like an objective measure necessarily translates into who can kind of have that appeal, to be with so many people. But my to digress, my closest scenario with this was when I was in college. I went to college with my sister. She was 3 years ahead of me, and I was at something, and I was mentioning my sister's boyfriend, and she had been dating this guy for a while. I mean, for college years or whatever. But then this girl comes up to me. She follows me out of this event, and she comes up to me and she's like, "So your sister's boyfriend is so and so?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" And she's like, "I've been sleeping with him for the past 6 months." No. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I was like, "Wow! Oh my!" Not only mad, but also how the fuck am I in the middle of this? And why
didn't I know this? This is an amazing story.
Yeah.
This was
just when I
your
was
older sister.
Yeah. So I was a freshman and she was a senior.
Damn.
Yeah. And I was
so
just
you had to break the news
and
to her?
she's like, I had no idea that he had a girlfriend. And when you said that in this moment, I was like, holy shit. And she was like, I was just either I'm gonna file this away or I'm just gonna walk up to you and tell you, because we
But
should
so
be
good that she chose to do that, because
Yes.
then you could go back to your sister and be like,
Yeah, no, I know.
So something similar happened to me with this idiot
Oh
as
my
well.
God.
So I ended up spending Halloween with him and his brother and a couple other people, and this girl that we didn't know showed up, and we all thought it was his brother's friend. And so I spent the night with her. I did her makeup for Halloween because she showed up
Oh
without.
my
I did her
God.
makeup. We were all hanging out, and then towards the end of the night, she kind of left in a teary huff. And I just thought, oh, okay, well, maybe you just had too much to drink and you just can't handle whatever. Okay, bye. It was nice to meet you. Then she reaches out to me, months later and says, okay, so girl code. I fucked him the night before. I was like, wait.
She's invited her.
He didn't. I guess his brother did. No, I'm not sure
Holy
why, but she was like, I didn't know he had a girlfriend. And so that happened, and obviously I was incredibly
And so
upset.
she just showed up and was like, "Oh fuck!"
Did not realizing that I was the girlfriend
The
until
night
he started
before.
hanging on me, and then she was like, "Oh my god!"
That is insane.
the night before.
That's just
Now I give her credit;
levels.
she told me, so I thought,
Yeah.
okay, well,
but not for a long time.
well, I mean, she had to deal with her own stuff. I don't blame her for waiting so long,
Yeah.
but the fact that she actually, because who does that? No one ever reaches out.
Right.
Now, it could have been.
No, they don't. They
It could have been
don't. Yeah.
selfish on her part too, just because she wanted to get him in trouble. I don't care. That's fine. The truth is
Right.
the truth, and let's all just get it out there. But yeah, how gross. How gross is that?
That
It's
is so
fucking hardcore.
crazy.
So yeah, that was
Well,
that's what
so
I'm having PTSD all
Oh my
year.
god, I am so sorry. We did not.
so if you're not going to date musicians, you're going to generally when someone tries to date the opposite of who they dated, they make like a sharp 180. Who are you gunning for now?
Yeah, I can't do that entirely. 'Cause I just
Therapists,
don't
middle
find that
managers of a
interesting.
Foot Locker,
See, that's like
guys who work at a Petco in the
See-
fish section, particularly.
See,
I
that's
live
like-
near
yes.
a Petco. This could be very helpful for you.
See, this is like how all my friends are doctors married to other doctors, and then I end up in a relationship with a man who's afraid of his own body. So this is like
I'm afraid of my own body.
Yes.
How am I afraid of my own body? I don't know what you're fucking
just
talking.
grossed out by like germs and things and body parts.
You are really on one today. All right.
Sorry, I love you so much. I'm not
I'm afraid of my own body. All right,
Do you
fair
have
enough.
like a weird hair fetish or not a head?
No, it's just a real
No, it's-
hypochondriac.
Like if you see hair in the drain, I know so many guys freak out about hair in the drain. Is that something that bothers you?
I don't love it.
he's just
That's not
easily
my
like,
hair.
grossed out. You know what I mean? Like he's like
No, Ashley.
He's a
Look, the
hypochondriac.
truth is, Ashley's a doctor, so she has a very different threshold about things. Now, here is something I did do the other day that was bizarrely insane. I was not afraid of my own body, I'm afraid of germs. So the other day, there's a Sweet Greens. There's a restaurant across the street, Sweet Greens. I went, got a salad, came back in here, was eating half of it, and I noticed there was like a smear of red on the lip of the bowl. And I thought,
Oh,
well, that
this
looks
is
a
an
lot
amazing
like
story.
blood. You know, it looks a lot like blood. I was very uncomfortable.
Okay, that's gross.
But then I realized I am eating, there's beets in the salad.
Okay.
So I thought, okay, seems like it could be a mark from a beet, right? So I walk across the street and I go to the guy. I'm like, can I see your hands?
You did not.
I did, yeah. And
did.
he was pretty cool about it. And he had gloves. He said, I don't have any cuts. I'm like, there was red on there. Do you think it's from a beet? He goes, yeah, probably that does happen. I was like, is there any way there was blood on the bowl before? He goes, I don't think so. I think I would have saw that. So I go back home and I got a little wetness on a beet and rubbed it on the side of the bowl a bunch of times to do like comparisons, and the blood, the beet thing, it looked exactly the same.
And then-
so then
and
I was
then-
like, so then I FaceTimed Ashley and made her
FaceTimed
to
me,
look
and
at
he was
it.
like, "Do you think this is? Well, I did these test cases. Do you think this is blood? This is the comparison of the beets that I
Yeah.
smeared."
Oh my god.
So there's
Where
that.
did this
Yeah.
germophobicness come from?
Yeah. So
I don't know.
right. So the germaphobe, whereas I am
But
surrounded
that's
by other
not. That doesn't
people's
mean I'm like
germs.
germaphobe when it comes to bed. I mean, I'll get my face all up in that cooch. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yes,
That's
you
not.
do.
I
Yes,
enjoy
you
it.
do. You do.
So,
And
That's not germs.
No. Well,
oh, you don't know this girl. You don't know this girl that well.
That's
all right.
true. I really cultivate
Hold on,
the active
so-
cultures of my
So Carrie
nether
Keegan.
region.
Ew.
Oh, Jesus
I can't believe I said
Christ.
Not say activate cultures.
I just, yeah, I have sometimes I just go
You're-
one step too far.
Yeah, you're a terrible person. All right, so let's. Carrie Keegan. So Carrie Keegan, you are single now, and I'm filming this. This is gonna be an Instagram. What is you're not dating musicians anymore? What are the guys you're looking to date? If a guy's interested in dating you, gorgeous, sex symbol, successful.
Well, see, here's the thing. I don't really
Woman
have
of
a-
show
I don't have
business.
a type. Like what I've always said, and it always rings true, is that I want to find a guy who can tell me a really dirty joke using words I have to look up in the dictionary.
Oh.
You want like
really
a
smart, really dirty, like really fun.
you want a nerdy pervert?
I mean, you could deduce that from that, I guess.
But yeah, that doesn't mean you have to be a pervert. It's like
Correct.
you're just raunchy. She wants someone like a smart raunchy guy.
I mean, I wrote a book about swearing. I can't be with a prude. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
be complicated. If
Yeah.
like my ex, when we first started dating, it should have been that warning sign that I listened to, but I didn't. And he was like, you kind of need to stop swearing so much. My brother doesn't like it. And I'm like,
Well, fuck your brother.
you realize that I
no.
wrote a book about swearing. Like, this is either going to work or it's not. And
Yeah.
fuck your brother, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah. You can never be with
That
someone
is
who
a
needs to
really
change
bitch ass
you.
thing to say.
It was real
Why did you
shitty.
stay with this fucking
Because
pussy?
I'm an idiot, obviously.
You live and you learn. You know, we've all made mistakes with relationship things.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
Like
She's making a big one right now.
All right, wait. Plug your book, Carrie. Let's hear about that book.
Oh, it's called Everybody Curses, I Swear. And it's
Good title.
thank
that is.
it sort of celebrates swearing, and it celebrates women in this business, but also just in general. There's a chapter called Emancipation Declamation that's really just
Oh.
like about women taking the world by the balls. And
I love this.
yeah.
That is awesome.
And there's a lot of transcripts in there from my celebrity interviews, my uncensored celebrity interviews. So you know, when George Clooney says "fuck Mickey Mouse," you'll understand why.
I feel like I could. I don't know. Actually,
You could what?
I have no idea.
You want to read the book?
Yeah, I do.
I would love to read
Yeah.
it.
Well, let
It's
me
so
tell
nice that you brought us book. You brought us copies.
Yes.
Did you brought us copies then?
Obviously.
Wonderful.
No, you know what's funny? The book is fun, but the audiobook is way better. So I read the audiobook,
Oh,
but
that's
then all of the
awesome.
transcripts are actual interview audio.
Oh,
So
that is
you're
really
in the
cool.
moment with me.
And that's a perfect setup for an audiobook. Like that is the ideal audiobook. That's
Can
great.
I want to introduce a segment to this show? I don't know if we're going to get to any
We call
questions
things
today.
segments when we just do them.
We just do them.
We're like, this is a new segment, and then we.
But since we're not going to take any
abbreviate out that
questions this episode,
might do it.
No, I think because this is going to be a while. So
Okay, fine.
why don't you give the number out to our listeners so they know where they can call? And ordinarily we take questions, of course, but we got carried away with so much good talk today. What is the number, Ben?
segment. 1-800-4-A-MOIL.
That's not true. That's just a.
Wait a minute, that's
No.
mine.
That's-
My mom called that number to have Moyle come over to circumcise my brother. That is a true story. We had a
Wow.
magnet.
Shut up. No,
We
that's
had a
not
magnet. Yes, we had a magnet on our fridge for about like 5
She
years.
just
It said
fucking trusted any
1-800-4-A-MOIL.
Moyle to slice your brother's peep.
And my mom dialed that number, and you dial 1-800-FLOWERS, and she dialed 1-800-4-A-MOIL, and this guy came over and snip. That is
All
a,
right.
a true
was
story.
there like a ceremony that went
yeah,
involved?
yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
so it was
yeah.
like a
there were
full
some
thing.
Entenmann's, Danishes. And,
They, some
and
places they
yeah,
have
that's true.
Moyle
Yeah.
drive-throughs where you just hold your kid out the window.
Is that true?
No, it's not
Oh.
true. It's definitely not true.
Oh,
How could that be
MG.
true?
I have no idea. But yeah.
That just.
But that is a true story about the 1-800.
Now, do you do any research on your Moyle before?
I
you-
would.
I mean,
Well, this was 1996, so I don't know
were
if there was
medical
Moyle.
journals at that point.
Research
Like, I don't-
didn't exist at that time. There was no research.
Right, like they
Back in
should.
my day.
Right, like they should now have like a Moyle app where you could like swipe based on the appearance of his work. Like some.
Wait, did it work out?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen my brother's penis since he was an infant. But
Can we get him on the
at
phone?
the-
Can we FaceTime now? Take a look at it. Make
Do you
sure
think-
everything.
I don't want to
If
see
you
that.
asked
But
Siri, do you think like the most reputable Moyle in the area would come up?
Try
and-
it. Try it. Do you have Siri?
that's a
I don't have Siri,
hilarious-
but try that. That would be great.
Name the most reputable Moyle in the area.
Okay, I found this on the web for name the most reputable oil in the area.
Oh, it says
Oil.
oil, not Moyle. It changed it. I said.
Okay, hold on. Ask it and hold your mic so we can hear you say this.
Dial 1-800-4-MOIL.
Ask it best circumcision. Where do I get a circumcision around here?
Oh wait, sorry. Hold on.
Siri, let's hear what you got.
I'm here.
Where can I get the best circumcision in Hollywood?
Okay, I found this on the web for where can I get the best circumcision in Hollywood.
Physicians who treat circumcision in California.
There you go.
Gentle circumcision and family photos.
No, we don't want
No
gentle.
way. No
It says
way.
photos.
Gentle circumcision and family photos.
Yeah.
It's like that,
Like
on
it's a
Disneyland
two-in-one?
where it takes a picture of your face while you're going down the big scary part. That's what it takes a picture of the baby's face as they cut his stick, and it's like,
That's a hilarious idea.
Look,
This was
family photos. Gentle
oh my
circumcision.
god.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
Let's go there and do some. Let's go there.
Oh,
and,
you guys, it's closed today.
Oh, see, it's a Saturday,
babe,
so
I
that
think
makes
let's
sense.
go there and
Oh,
like
right.
let's
Oh, right, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
babe, let's go there and like revise your circumcision
What?
and take some family photos.
You don't like my circumcision?
Like,
I have what's
Like,
been,
let's
a
just
lot
do
of
like
people
a-
have told me I have a wonderful
You
circumcision.
know, just for the record, all of these children are smiling, and I'm not sure that I believe that
Those are
they
the
just
before.
had it
Those are the
done.
before
Yeah.
pictures. Those are the before pictures. I guarantee it.
this is hilarious.
And how do I know that these are real? These could just be pictures of families taken off the internet. There's nothing
Yeah.
consistent about these. There's no logo behind them
Yeah.
that said we went to this.
You know,
day.
remember when you go to the orthodontist as a kid and there's all these pictures of like
Before
people's
and
teeth
after.
before? They should do that with fucking circumcision.
but just on the kid's face.
No, on their
the
fu-
penis?
Yeah, this
I mean,
you
you've seen photos of the botched ones, right? Those
No.
are
I've
just-
seen the botched ones.
Oh yeah, I guess
but-
you would have. Huh?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Are there any that? I mean,
Like
what happens? Like, what are the worst ones you've seen?
no, like in residency, they'd call you like and from the neonatal ICU or the new, the new baby nursery, and they'd say, "Can you look at this circ?" Because like urologists don't do the newborn circs, but we get called, and so like one time there was like they accidentally took off like all of the skin, like
How
off
do
of
you
the
accidentally
Yeah,
entire.
that seems
that?
like I've
That was
never
the
done
worst
one,
one
and
I
I'm
saw.
sure I would know not to do that.
That was the worst one I saw. All of the entire skin was gone.
But
You-
how
you-
does
no,
that
no, no.
happen? Like, how can you physically make that mistake?
It's not surprising to me. It's
So
really-
you have a brand new baby and they do that and
Yeah.
they just let.
Skin it.
they skinned the entire penis. It was all the skin was gone. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Not off the head, but the whole shaft. All the shaft.
Oh
skin.
my God.
Yeah, that was.
Did that urologist like go to jail?
No, it wasn't urology. Urology doesn't do
Who did that?
newborn circs. Well, it depends on the hospital. Most hospitals, it's either the GYN or obstetricians or pediatricians.
And it's too late to like put the skin they just took back
No,
and put it back on. You can't do that.
No, you didn't know, Carrie.
but-
There's a reset button right underneath the taint
No,
that
actually-
you
No,
can
But I
press.
mean, skin is skin. If
No.
you can't just use.
Oh God!
No,
this is-
well, here's the interesting
saddest
thing. So
story I've heard
actually,
in a long time.
it was actually fine because children are so new then that they actually do end up epithelializing their penis. Whereas if you
Wait, what does that word mean?
like growing skin over the penis. So
Really?
yeah, so if you skinned, like if I took you and I was mad and I skinned your entire penis, you would
Go-
be totally
go on.
You would
I'm
be totally
listening.
fucked,
Right,
And
yeah.
you would need like a skin graft.
I would
or
think it would
something.
not be a good day for
It
me.
would,
Yeah.
it would be a terrible day.
Yeah, it
you
would
would
be a
never
bad
grow
day.
that skin back. But if you ripped all the skin off of the shaft of a newborn, they would grow it back.
So you
Is
think
it just because it's only like a centimeter at that point anyway, or less than an inch probably?
yeah, it's pretty small, and they also still like have this capacity.
But do you
of-
think the sensation was still there? Could he still?
I don't. Yes, yes.
Let's hope
Because
so.
It's
bas-
just skin. It wasn't. The
it's
muscle
just the
and stuff,
skin. Yeah. See, this is the thing that all the well, we talk about circumcision too much, but basically the nerves in your penis are in this layer of your penis called the Buck's fascia, and that is under something called the Dartos fascia, and then on top of that is the skin. So if you take off all the skin, you still don't take out the nerves. You just don't take out the nerves. The nerves are still there.
Yeah,
So
we talked about this last
This is my
week.
rant about that.
Yeah, you
Yes.
had Ashley had a big rant on circumcision last
I
week.
have
wh-
rants.
And how about the women's circumcision? Same difference?
No,
That's a totally different thing.
That would be
for
like
'em.
if you.
I'm for 'em.
Oh, shut
you know,
up.
I think it's a wonderful
Shut your mouth,
institution.
Mo.
I think it's because it doesn't get a lot of press in this country,
Yeah.
but it's just a wonderful operation.
So there are various types of female circumcision, but oftentimes they involve actually removing the head of the clitoris. So it would be like if you took a man's penis and cut off the head of his penis, and that would be the equivalent. And then on top of that, they do something where they sew the labia shut. So
Oh, Jesus
and I
Christ.
remember actually when as a medical student, when I was doing my GYN rotation, there was a woman who came in and she was a recent immigrant from Africa, and she had this really severe female circumcision where her clitoris had been cut off and her labia had been closed just down to a tiny hole. And now the problem is you can't give birth like that, right? So you have to have it opened up. And so she's there, screaming and everything. And the the obstetrician had to start undoing the circumcision so that the baby would be able to come out. And I had a breakdown. Like I started crying because it was the most, I guess it was the most visceral and upfront experience I had with brutality towards women, like seeing that this had been done to somebody. And I
horrifying. Yeah.
actually had to like leave the room and weep. And I had never as a med student ever done that. Like you see people and they have cancer and that's sad, but it's not people doing that to other people, right? That's nature taking its course. And it's sad, but it's not brutal the way that seeing that was, and you see like documentaries on TV about it, but it was not the same as seeing a woman like not able to have her child until her genitals were ripped back open, and like seeing that she had to live her life that way. And I don't know if she had ever been able to have an orgasm or ever would be able to, because of that change. So anyway.
That's really, really sad.
That is, I wish I had that sad music playing for that because that would have been very
No,
appropriate.
Mo.
No sad music?
No.
Well, it was, that is a horrifying story.
No, but
Thanks
that-
for
it's
just bringing
really-
it to a fucking
But
screeching
nobody ever
halt.
talks about it. We
Yeah.
hear that it happens, but nobody ever talks about it. And it's very
Because
That
we don't talk about it because
Talk
it makes
about
you feel like you want to kill yourself. That is that's tragic. It's
mean,
so
like,
tragic.
hearing about Lorena Bobbitt and John Wayne Bobbitt, like that didn't make me sad.
Yeah, because John Wayne Bobbitt.
that
not to
somehow seems
excuse.
funny.
Yeah, I don't know why that does, but also he
Perhaps
seemed like he
deserved
was.
it. I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Like,
I don't know if he
if-
deserved. I wouldn't say he deserved it. I think it's kind of. It says something about our culture that everybody it doesn't seem sad.
I don't
Like
know,
it doesn't
but-
seem sad in a weird way, but I don't know what it says, but it's weird that
Well,
it doesn't.
because it's something that women have been, put down and sort
yeah,
of held down.
but it's
by
still
a
like
man
it's
for
fucking violent as
ever.
hell.
Yeah, well,
it's still like
it was
a
one
fucking,
woman doing something that we've all
Right.
thought
right.
about.
That's
Right.
That's what it says about our culture. That says women are walking around wanting to cut out guys' dicks.
I know, like
that's
all-
what it is.
being jerks.
All right. Okay, this is the segment I want to do now.
Oh wait, we didn't. So our phone number is.
Yeah, oh, God, we're going back 40
What
minutes.
is
yeah.
our phone number? 213-631-3460.
Yeah, that's the. Say it again, Ben.
213-631-3460.
Or you can always email us at thefullreleasepod@gmail.com. And okay, here's the thing that I want to try. I found some creepy sex ed films on YouTube, and I want to play some of them. Let's see if we can just sort of have some fun with that. Now, I bought this thing that's supposed to allow me to plug my microphone thing into the computer to play it. You might hear a little buzz, but I'm going to try to handle that. So yeah, see, there you go. That's okay. That's what you're hearing. Just a little taste of that. But let's start
turn
it
this
out.
enough so we can all see it.
All right, can you see it?
Okay, great.
All right.
Just in front of the place where you have your BM. It's very, very tiny and a little girl.
All right, here we go. Let's start from the beginning here.
Today, everybody tells us we should talk about sex to our children, but nobody tells us just how.
I'm a nerd when it comes to talking about sex with my children. A few bad starts have scared me off completely.
Yeah. Carrie, do you remember when your dad talked to you about sex?
Oh yeah.
Did he do a good job?
No, that never happened.
Not once. You didn't get any discussion about
No,
sex.
I don't remember having sex talk with my parents, but somehow, I guess because I had an older brother and sister, and I was sort of curious anyway. I learned everything, I think, from the Joys of Sex, that book that I found in my grandmother's house one time.
Oh.
Well, this is great. So you should see this video online. It's creepy 60s sex ed film on YouTube. So let's play a little bit. These guys are like literally in suits. It's two
looks
straight
like Mad
white
Men.
men who looking very uncomfortable talking about
it looks
sex.
like Mad
looks
Men.
like the Trump administration.
Oh yeah.
Discuss quite frankly the things that are normal and to be expected in the development of children in relation to sex.
Mary, the baby doesn't come out of your navel. Let me tell you how it is. There's a special opening just in front of the place where you have your BM.
It's called your cunt.
It's very, very tiny in a little girl, but as you grow, it grows too, right along with the rest of you.
Some of you may become somewhat
And then it just cuts back to these two guys like, that's right. She's talking about her cooch.
They're like they're like the announcers. Like, what's
It's
happening?
very weird, yeah.
I also liked how uncomfortable she looked while she was trying to
Very
explain.
uncomfortable.
That's so
And
uncomfortable.
little
that was,
Sally was in the chair going, "What the fuck are you talking
I
about?"
thought we were going to have pancakes.
Yeah. This is all great. What's a BM?
as parts of this film unfold, but I think if you listen carefully, you will agree that the concepts will
that
contribute
second
to the
guy
rearing
looks
of a mature
so
person
uncomfortable.
who has a healthy, responsible attitude toward the sexual
Donald
side
Jr.
of his life.
Every so often I get a strong sex urge, and the only way I can take care of it is to masturbate. And when I
Masturbate.
do, I feel awful. It's just like I've committed a crime or something.
Aw.
You have. You've murdered your pillow.
That's so sad.
That is so sad.
You
Like,
shouldn't feel bad when you masturbate. That's awful.
It worries me, and I say, well, I won't do it anymore. And when I do, it goes away for a while, and I come back and do it again. And when I do control myself for a while, I end up with a wet dream.
George, I'm really pleased that you...
I mean, how creepy is this? He's just talking to this fucking guy. Like, he's telling you this and it's already creepy. And then the camera pulls back and there's just like an older man sitting there like, I'm having a hard time understanding what you mean, Billy. Why don't you pull out that sweet cock and show me what you're talking
Their
about?
chairs are way too close together.
There's something about an older man with his legs crossed
Also,
like
look how
that
the
bothers
kid
me.
is leaning in to tell the story, and
And
the guy
they're-
is full on leaning
They're
back.
2 minutes away from fucking. I think that's pretty clear what this is going, what is happening here.
I think sex ed has come a long way. But then,
Yeah.
on the side note, maybe it hasn't.
no, I don't know.
Maybe it's the exact same conversation with worse language.
Let's hear what he tells him here.
You can tell me about this. Perhaps it's because we've known each other for so long. We've talked about the importance of answering the questions of the curious child. Equally important is how we react to his behavior. As children get a little older, there is a behavior pattern that is common to almost all boys and a large number of girls. I'm referring, of course, to masturbation.
Yeah.
The only thing I can tell you as a doctor is that what you're doing is just part of growing up.
Oh, there you go.
Something you probably will do once
It's okay
in a
to
while,
masturbate.
whether you think
There
it's a
you
good
go.
idea or not.
This isn't so
I
bad.
hope I can reassure you so that you aren't concerned. From
This
a
poor
medical
kid is
point of
probably
view,
like,
George, I only
for the
wish
rest of his
society could
life
look at it in a
regretted
proper
this.
light.
Hey, that was pretty good. He said, from a medical point of view, I only wish society could look at it from a proper light. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I was going to say, now you have to go home, Timmy, and explain to your parents that Jesus isn't going to kill you because
Right.
you're masturbating.
Yeah.
These guys look like they're like, now, Billy, now you understand sex. Help me pour gasoline on this cross so we can burn it on the neighbor's lawn. Like, these guys just look so
Does look like
fucking
that guy. They do
like that.
very clanny.
He for sure looks
all right,
like that
let's skip around. Let's see what else is going on in this
I
video.
do really love 7 Days decor, though.
I know. This is
You think
very
this
on
is
trend.
70s? This is like 50s, right?
No, but this is
that-
mid-century modern.
Yeah,
this
that's-
is
yeah.
this is on trend right now.
It's so good.
Objectives
Yeah.
to which we would like to draw your attention. First, note the many things that
Is this the
you
guy
should
who-
not do
this is
because
the guy
they
from
can
the
be
Twilight
damaging
Zone?
to a healthy attitude.
All right. Oh,
It
this
may
is
sound
good.
funny to you, but boy, when I change my pants, I'd like to crawl in that locker. I feel so undeveloped.
That's not so funny. Before we moved here, I used to go to a school where we had to go swimming in the Bear. I was so embarrassed about the size of my penis that we used to dread the days we had to go swimming.
Okay, can I just
First of all,
interrupt
he
you for
looks
the-
like a baby Elvis.
He does look like a baby
He's
Elvis,
cute.
but as a guy,
Did you have to go swimming in the Bear? You grew up in the countryside.
no. But if you would have the idea that you could be in a high school or junior high school locker room and be like to a friend, God, I have a small dick and I feel insecure about it, and this would not be left with like, hey everybody, look at Johnny's tiny dick. I mean, the idea that you could sit down and have this conversation. This reminds me of when I was a kid. I used to get picked on by this Native American kid. And I remember telling my mom, I was like, hey, you know, so-and-so, he picks on me all the time. And because there's a lot of Native American kids where I grew up, and they were just like, they went through maturity when they were like 6. Like, they were just like, had mustaches.
Oh
by
my
the time
god,
I-
that's like Twilight.
yeah, it was
Like in
ridiculous.
Twilight, all the Native American guys were like
Werewolves.
really, yeah, and they were like really like manly. And
They were
shit.
just so manly. Like, they had so
Yeah,
much testosterone.
yeah.
And this guy used to like pick on me all the
I feel
time.
embarrassed referencing that, but you
I'm
know, they were
embarrassed
like
you
they
said
were very
that.
sexual.
But my
young
mom would
men.
say, you should sit down with him at recess, ask and just hold his hand and say, listen, Arthur, I don't like it when you treat me this way. And I was like, he will just beat the fuck out of me immediately.
How sweet is your mother, though?
Very sweet and very naive.
Oh, but she thought you could hold his hand
That's
and have
fucking
a conversation.
ridiculous. Like-
Why don't we live in that world?
Because Arthur doesn't allow us to, and neither do these kids. So these kids are still talking. So this guy's got a small dick and his friends kind of coach him through it.
Even though it was my best sport, I was good at it too, like you. Boy, what I wouldn't have given for a fig leaf, even from a small tree.
Oh my god.
Parents should do is to reassure their boy that his eventual physical appearance has little to do with the vast differences that occur at puberty. What's more, every boy should realize that the size of his genital organs has nothing to do with fertility or his capacity as a male.
I never had a good enough understanding myself to really explain things.
I don't even know at what age to start. When should I begin?
So these are parents talking about sex. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's, I guess we haven't really moved that far ahead. We were talking about why is it so important to men, and here we are in the 50s or whatever the fuck this is, and they're talking about it right there.
So how did your dad talk to you about your penis, which developed late?
How do you know it developed late? How did
Lucky
you?
guess.
How did you know? This is what happens. You invite another woman in here, and it just
guess.
becomes fucking beat up on
I
dude
know.
day.
I know. Even though you have another guy here, you guys don't beat up on me, so I'm worse person
Yeah,
than you are.
this is what it's all
That's
about.
true.
I did develop late, and my brother used to
sorry.
call my penis micro.
No, he did
He did,
not.
absolutely.
But
He
he's such a
every now and
well-behaved
then, every now and then, he would still ask me how micro's doing as a joke.
It's just such an older
ouch.
brotherly.
It is.
Yeah.
They
Well,
know
I
how
just-
to get into
I
your-
just
Yeah.
I didn't go through maturity till I was like fucking 20, basically. Like sometimes I look at how hairy I am now, and I remember when I was like in college, I would like love having my shirt off because I had like a 6-pack and I have no hair. You know what I mean? And now I'm just like, that's definitely not my my favorite zone to be at like the beach. Like if I go to the beach, like when I do the Comedy Store in San Diego and I go jog on the beach, and I notice like everyone's young and hairless there, and I definitely feel hairy as fuck. So anyway, my point is my penis has come a long way like the rest of my body. But what were we talking
It's
about?
also hairy.
I don't.
It's also-
how your dad had the sex.
I don't think he really.
conversation.
I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah.
I specifically remember my conversation with my dad. He said it was right before I went to college, and he said, "Ashley, I don't care what you do with boys. I don't want to know about it.
Oh wow!
And that was
I mean, I don't blame.
Now you get out there and
thought
suck
that's
some
great. I
dicks.
was like,
You
okay.
get out there
I
and
don't want
suck
to hear
some
about
dicks.
mom and dad having sex either.
Yeah.
However, if I need to talk to you, you need to make me feel like I can come and talk to you, Dad. I don't want to feel like I can't.
I had a lot of sisters and stuff. It was I could talk to them.
I remember
I was
learning-
okay with it. I was actually.
But I mean, going forward, that is part of the problem, I think, with the world today is that people just don't want to know.
Right.
And you can't just not want to know about your kids. You need to have an open relationship with them.
Telling more stories about my family now. I remember walking into the house one day after school, and I was probably in high school, and my younger sister was like probably middle school or something. And I remember I would just open the front door and I see my mom and my sister in the kitchen. And my younger sister's like, yes, Mom, I do give blowjobs. And my mom was just like,
your younger sister told your mom that she gives blowjobs?
Yeah. And I was just like,
at what age?
Holy, I don't remember the age, but it was, when we were still like teenagers.
Did your mom high five her?
No. My mom was like horrified.
How old were you when you gave a blowjob for the first time?
Oh. I don't know. 15 or 16 maybe?
Do you think did you know what you were doing, or was it
No,
kind of
not even remotely. No, I didn't even know what you were supposed to do. I had no idea.
Well, that's like one of my favorite jokes, and I know one of your jokes that does really well is you just tell it because it's so true that like
You're asking me to do some of my material?
yeah, do some of your material.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
But it's basically
People can
about
see me
how,
in Philly this week at the Punchline, though.
Oh, right. No, but it's basically about how like when guys, are first starting to be sexual with women and they like try to finger a woman, they just think that the higher and deeper and farther back they go, like like they're drilling.
The fast, like
yeah.
You're like what?
Because we watch
Like, I
porn, and
remember-
guys are jackhammering on porns, and women are like, oh,
Yeah.
so
And
we
it's-
think, okay, we really
again, this is why we all need to talk to each other.
I know.
It doesn't work, and some girls dig it, but I think probably not most.
I mean, I like the first time I ever had a guy do that to me, and I was like, in a teenager, he literally, we were both standing up, and he thought he would finger me, and he was probably lifting me off of the floor with his hand, and it was like so painful. And I remember just being like, like it's as if I'm like sitting on a pole with my entire body weight in my vagina. Like it was not pleasant, and I think he thought he was like it was an erotic experience.
And
it was
definitely
horrendous.
the difference, I think, I'm guessing, is that you guys can probably manhandle your junk probably a bit harder than a vagina can get. I mean, there are times, obviously, when pounding is pounding and it's all good,
Right,
but like,
you can get a pretty tight grip on that little sucker.
But like, you gotta calm down. And really, if you understand where the little spots are, you don't even have to go to town all that much. You just gotta like, bink, and it's there.
Yeah,
I think Patrice O'Neill
like,
used to talk about if he had a pussy, he would want someone to just be like elbowing it and punching it and stuff, because that is kind of how like a guy.
I mean, some people like that too.
Yeah.
Just depends.
I think we're out of time. We gotta wrap this up because
we're gonna have an orgy right now.
We're about to have a fucking
I think
orgy.
all of this sex talk just got us.
You know, it's funny. We were going around in the
some
beginning.
peeing and some punching and some.
We were going around in the beginning talking
scat
about who wanted to be
things.
peed on, who would want to pee on.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, so we're gonna have like
neither of you
a
asked
human
me.
centipede.
Oh, you're
of-
right. So what do
of
you want?
Golden shower.
No one, neither of you asked me how I feel.
Yes, daisy chain.
How
How do you feel?
I think I'd probably rather get peed on.
Look at that.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of sexy. I
feel like you're just saying that.
no, I
just
would
to be different.
No, I think I would.
No.
I think it'd be kind of sexy
I think guys like that.
because I had a girl squirt all over me a lot, and I kind of liked that. That was kind of sexy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
she was a squirter, and she'd be on top of me with a squirt. So I think.
Did you just tell
So,
that story because of the multi-orgasm?
When we
guy?
get into the
You just-
orgy
was a
that we're
little
about to have, let's
retaliation,
start
wasn't
with
it?
that. Let's start with some healthy. You girls haven't peed in about an hour and a half, so it's probably ready to rock.
Okay, let's do it.
Carrie, where can everybody find you on the internet? I know you're everywhere.
Yeah, just Carrie Keegan everywhere, and on the red carpet of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Jesus,
this
you always get to do
year.
so many awesome things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Carrie is like the awesomest career.
That is
She's
really
met every
cool.
famous person.
That is really cool.
So
They're inducting Janet Jackson,
yeah.
The Cure, Def
Oh my
Leppard,
God. Oh
Stevie
my
Nicks,
Damn.
Roxy Music, and I'm missing somebody. The Zombies.
Well, look,
It's-
and when
it's a
your
good
loser
year.
ex sees you with all the musicians that are way more
I
famous.
mean, let's be honest. That
and-
guy sucks. Fuck that
Yeah,
dude.
fuck
You know.
him. Fuck him.
I mean, it sounds like he gets
Fuck
a lot
him.
of hot chicks, but other than that, fuck that guy. What? Oh, really? Dude, I mean, come on.
That was like Schwarzenegger with like the nanny. Like, what was he doing? Why did he do that?
Schwarzenegger.
Why did he fucking do that?
He was taking what was available.
Dude.
She was at the house every day. Come on.
I know. It was like, talk about like what the fuck? Like everybody was just like, what the fuck were you?
Babe,
were
hold
we
on,
not?
hold on.
Like,
Because you said that, I want to play this. I found this the other day. This is Schwarzenegger's. I love Schwarzenegger. This is Schwarzenegger giving a motivational speech. This is why he had to fuck the nanny, because he's a fucking champion. He has to.
Let me tell you, if someone told me that something is impossible, I will go out and do it. That's just the way I always was.
What a
I was
fucking
told to my
jacked he
face,
is.
You're nothing but a giant muscle. You can't act. You have no future, and you have an accent that is laughable.
It is laughable.
Ignore the naysayers. Work like hell. Trust yourself. Break
California.
some rules.
Fuck
Don't
your
be
maid.
afraid to fail. I've made a fortune in
This is what I want to know about Schwarzenegger, though. How the fuck has Schwarzenegger not been accused of a Me Too thing? I mean, Schwarzenegger, of all the people, like when he was on set of Conan, he wasn't just like, my sword, get it, you know what I mean? Just that old noise, that's almost like kind of rapey itself. Like, how did he not?
He always asks for consent and permission.
Do you give me consent to fuck you?
Yeah, he probably did. All right. Just because he's a meathead doesn't mean he's doing it wrong.
May I plunder you?
Yeah. May I plunder you? Yeah.
May I Third Reich you?
All right.
That's too far. All right, Carrie Keegan. I'm Mo Mandel, Dr. Ashley. I think we learned stuff today.
It was
We
fun.
did.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much for coming by.
And also to Dr. Ashley's, the guy who had all those orgasms.
Okay, I'm
Meet me in
sorry.
the alley. I will fucking cry and ask you for lessons.
Calm down, Mo.
Ashley and I would like to thank all of you for listening to our humble podcast. Please subscribe and give us a good rating. Tell all your friends. And don't forget, we are answering all your questions at 213-631-3460 or at thefullreleasepod@gmail.com. .com.